Let your quacks and newspapers be cutting their capers while curing the vapours, the scratch and the gout, with their medical potions, their serums and lotions, upholding their notions, are mighty put out. Who can tell the true physic to all that's pathetic, and pitch to the devil cram, colic and spleen? Well, you'd know it, I think, if you took a big drink with your mouth to the brink of a job of poteen. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, what botheration, no dose in the nation can give consolation like poteen, me boys. No liquid cosmetic for lovers athletic or bodies pathetic can give such a bloom. And the sweet by the powers or gardens of flowers ere gave from their bowers such darling perfume. And this liquid so rare that you willingly share, he be taking your hair when it's frizzled and dead. Oh, the sod has the merit to yield the true spirit, so strong it'd shake all the hairs from your head. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, since its perfection, no doctor's direction can cleanse the complexion like poteen, me boys. While a child in me cradle, me nurse with her ladle was filling my mouth with some notion of pap. When a drop from her bottle fell into me throttle, I stumbled and capered clean out of her lap. On the floor I lay crawling and screaming and bawling. Me mother and father were called to the fore. With their sobbing and sighing they feared I was dying, but found later I was just crying for more. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, how they chuckle if babes in their truckle were just left to suckle on poteen, me boys. Through my youthful aggression and times of depression, my childhood impressions still clung to my mind. And at school or at college, no basis of knowledge I ever could gulp till with whiskey combined. And as older I'm growing, time's ever bestowing on errant's potation a flavour so fine. And actually, they may lecture on Jove and his nectar, itself is the only true liquid divine. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, it's the right thing for courting and fighting, there's nought so exciting as poteen, me boys. Come now, guess me this riddle, what beats pipe and fiddle, what's hotter than mustard and milder than cream? What bets, what's your whistle, what's clearer than crystal, what's sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What can make the lame walk, what could make the dumb talk, the elixir of life and philosopher's stone? And would help Mr. Brunel to build his Thames tunnel, but wasn't it poteen from old Inishowen? So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, it's no wonder that lightning and thunder weren't made from the plunder of poteen, me boys. It's been once round the sun, expectations outdone, since this whole thing's begun. We've all lost appetite for the faith that's eroded by mindsets outmoded, but now jobs are promoted, the end is in sight. With condolences cited and hopes expedited, till we're all here reunited, all banished distress. Through COVID coerces what lifts all these curses. By now with these verses I'm sure you can guess. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, for its powers are tested to see troubles bested. It's time we've invested in poteen, me boys. All of our shifts and our classes are lung through the passes to the pace of molasses. Our country is ground, for disaster is looming, while sickness is blooming. We're seething and fuming at counsel unsound. So social the distance, and we'll need the assistance. We crave coexistence, its absence and ache. And while every faction will seek satisfaction in whiskey's inaction, we all can partake. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Though our progress is halted, take cheer in what's malted, for there's none so exalted as poteen, me boys. On the topic of doubting, this year in the outing we see ourselves shouting off the brink of collapse. With strains that are varied and common sense parried, solutions are tarried, hope remains under wraps. For to gain him a buffer, so many would suffer by a violent old duffer and his dreams of empire. But we'll comfort each other, this anguish will smother, so if I had my druther, that'd be me desire. So stick to the Creator, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, may you sever morose from the clever, but chin up forever with poteen, me boys. All of you maidens pathetic, for lovers athletic, for wicked cosmetic, you can't beat the drop. With a glow to your cheek, it'd make your heart leap, it'd quiet a stallion and cure an old cob. At the mouth you may drool, be reduced to a fool, you would kick up your heels and you'd peel to the buff. Then 'tis you'd be athletic while he'd be pathetic, if only you'd take a few drops of the stuff. So stick to the crater, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. For there's nothing like whiskey to make maidens frisky, it soon separates all the men from the boys. Lala Padraig, son of witch.